So it's the end of the day on Thursday the 23rd. I don't know about you guys, but today has been a day of just absolute inertia. So many things tried to happen, nothing really happened. And yeah, it's been a void moon all day. And Mercury's still retrograde. In fact, Mercury is standing still because it stops going retrograde. Literally in about 24 hours from the moment I'm recording this. And I'm recording this at 12:45. I don't know when it will get posted. Mercury is standing still, squaring Saturn. This Mercury retrograde of the last 3 weeks has been a pain. I remember when it started thinking, okay, so Mercury's going to be retrograde in late Cancer. It's not going to be doing anything. It's not touching Jupiter or Uranus or Neptune or Pluto. Yeah, it's loosely squaring Saturn, and now it's strongly squaring Saturn as it stands still and starts going forward. But in many ways, it's been a classic Mercury retrograde. Inertia, lack of outcomes, lack of clarity, number of travel problems, and it's kind of diffused, or maybe not diffused, that's the wrong word. It's kind of blanketed over what's really been going on in the background. But now the sun's moved into Leo. The sun is now, as we speak, at 1 degree of, so I speak at 1 degree of Leo, 4 degrees away from Jupiter, 3 degrees away from opposing Pluto. As I speak, the moon is about to enter 29 degrees of Scorpio. What the hell am I doing a video for with the moon at 29 degrees of Scorpio? It just feels right. There's a sense of imminence. Mercury's about to stop going retrograde. The sun is about to conjunct Jupiter. Shortly now, 4 days, 5 days, on the 29th, so 5 days from now, 5 and a bit, there'll be a full moon at 5-6 degrees of Aquarius, I'm sorry. Feels to me as if there's a lot of change in the air. So what I decided is that we're at that point where the outer planets have done their dance. They're slowly separating now, at least Jupiter's separating. Uranus, Neptune and Pluto will continue in their dance for the next year and a half. But the full moon trigger and the trigger later in the year when Mars lands at 4 degrees of Leo, these have yet to occur. And whereas in this last few months, and particularly this last few weeks, I've been talking about changes of attitude, changes of mindset, philosophy upgrades, evolutionary upgrades. These have all been things that have been going on in the Gestalt, in the larger collective. But this full moon is different. It's much more proactive, in your face. And just as Mercury stops going retrograde, so the sun will conjunct Jupiter. Mars is just finishing its sextile to Saturn. Venus and Mars are going to be square in the next couple of days. So I thought, okay, so what is this full moon going to bring? I don't know. Well, I've got an idea. I don't want to voice it because it's so... Nah. A, I'll look an idiot if it doesn't happen. Not that that bothers me. But I've got a history of making forecasts and getting into trouble. So what I'd rather do is a little bit of innuendo, a little bit of subtlety, and a little bit of me getting other people to put in their mouths what I'm thinking. So, Sunday night, 72 hours from now, just under, I'm going to be doing a live stream, free to the world. And it's not going to be on any specific issue. So I'm going to start it by firing in with where we are astrologically. And that's going to take about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to throw it open to you guys. And no holds barred. Obviously, I will ignore idiotic questions and abusive questions. I will only respond to sensible astrological questions. But yeah, I'm going to do a free live stream to the world Sunday night, probably around 7:30 p.m. Check my live page for full details. By then, the moon will be well into Capricorn and will be only a day or so before full moon. So I imagine the global situation is going to be different in 3 days' time than it is now. I find it surreal when I look at what's going on in the world, how some people can be so I don't know whether I mean dumb or numb. I have astrologers from Russia in touch with me, and they're telling me what's going on in Russia. Yet as soon as I talk about it, I get trolled by people telling me Russia's fine, there's loads of money, everyone's got petrol, everyone's got food. This isn't Russia at war. This is Putin's war, not Russia's war. Putin might be standing a bit close to one or two windows. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't want to dream anything negative in. I don't want to hurt anyone. But the war in Ukraine is entering a whole new phase. As is the war in the Middle East, both in the Red Sea and the Gulf. America is selling new nuclear technology to Saudi Arabia, like that's going to end well. There's definitely something around end of times, end of days. Not end as in final end. This is not doom and gloom. But the future can't come in if it's got to negotiate old baggage. So the old has to go before the new can come in, which means that we have to go for a stage of limbo before the new emerges. That's what I think we're heading into. And I honestly believe that the next few days, next week, is going to see a large set of endings in certain ways. That's the thing about forecasts. You're not always right. And it's a forecast, not a prediction. It's like the weather. You can't predict the weather, but you can forecast it. Same with astrology. It's almost as if the world's on tenterhooks. Everyone's thinking, what's coming up next? What's about to happen? Imminence describes it well. Let's get past this full moon on the 29th. I still think that by the time we're into August, whole new energies about to come in. Also, on a separate note, there's been more crop circles in England in this last month. This year's had more crop circles than any time in the last four years. They've been getting fewer and fewer in recent years, and this year, boom, loads of them. I'll feature them on thumbnails later this year. Some spectacular ones. And I still think the big ones are yet to come. And they're not big as in gigantic size. They're only about sort of 150 foot, 200 foot. Some of them are about 600 foot long, but only about 100 foot wide. But the intricacy of the weaving of the crop, the plaiting, the weaving, that's what makes them different. And this is also a sign of coming breakthrough. We live at a time of breakdown or breakthrough. And breakdown has to come first. It's like the vehicle we're driving now has only got 2 gears, second and fifth. So we're either going full speed ahead, or we've got our foot on the accelerator, but we're only doing a small speed because we can't get the engine to go any faster. Now some of this is about Mercury retrograde. But that'll be over by Sunday night when I do this live stream. I think I'll stop there. Less than 24 hours from now, Mercury won't be retrograde. Let's see where we stand. Saturday morning, UK time. And then Sunday night. See you there, in person. Be well. Bye.